An autumn evening slowly blanketed the city in warm, amber tones as the sun dipped below the skyline, painting the high rises in soft, golden hues. Amelia sat at her desk in the bedroom, methodically sifting through the pile of paperwork that had accumulated throughout the week. The past 3 months had been particularly taxing. In the accounting department of their small company, a series of sudden changes had left her to clean up the mess left behind by her predecessor. The mountain of documents seemed endless. No matter how much she worked, each new paper uncovered another mistake that needed fixing. At times like these, Amelia was grateful for the comfort of her noise-canceling headphones, the only thing that shielded her from the relentless clatter of renovations in the neighboring apartment. 2 months ago, a young family had moved in next door, and since then, the persistent sounds of drills and hammers had become an unavoidable part of life for the entire building. Classical music, though, provided Amelia with a sense of peace. Chopin's melodies gradually shifted into Mozart, which gave way to Bach. As Amelia immersed herself in figures and reports, her mind deliberately avoiding the reality of the office awaiting her at 9 a.m. the next day. She had long ago resigned herself to the habit of bringing work home, a concession that allowed her to spend more time with her 14-year-old daughter, Sophia, though not always quality time. Sophia, mature beyond her years after the divorce that had fractured their family 3 years ago, had learned to navigate life without burdening her mother with trivial needs. She cooked simple meals, kept her room spotless, and even helped Amelia with household tasks. Amelia's remarriage to Gabriel 2 years ago had brought stability to their lives, though it also introduced new challenges. Gabriel's mother, Valeria, was one of them. From the moment Amelia and Gabriel had married, Valeria had taken an immediate disliking to her new daughter-in-law. Everything about Amelia irritated her: her age, her divorce, her child, and especially her career-focused lifestyle. Valeria had never hesitated to remind Gabriel that in their family, women had always been dedicated to the home. She criticized Amelia for not adopting the traditional role of a housewife and mother. Thankfully, Gabriel wasn't one to heed his mother's every word. As a security guard in a local supermarket, he knew their family couldn't afford the comforts they enjoyed without Amelia's salary. Luxuries like their spacious apartment, annual vacations, and private schooling for Sophia. He appreciated his wife's independence, but occasionally grew tired of playing mediator between her and Valeria. Lately, the tension between Amelia and her mother-in-law had reached a boiling point. At a recent family gathering, Valeria had publicly accused Amelia of undermining family values and influencing Gabriel in the wrong direction. It had been the final straw. Gabriel had sided firmly with Amelia, asking his mother to stop interfering in their lives. Since that confrontation, Valeria hadn't visited their home, and they all hoped she had finally gotten the message. Amelia had just finished reviewing the last of the quarterly reports when she noticed movement in the doorway. Sophie had been standing there for several minutes, hesitating to interrupt her mother. She understood how important the work was, but the situation required her attention. Gathering her courage, she spoke up. "Mom, come here. Someone's asking for you." Absorbed in her work, Amelia didn't hear Sophia's quiet words or even look up. "Mom," Sophia called louder, touching her mother's shoulder. Amelia snapped her head up, irritated. "Why are you yelling, Sophia?" Leaning in, Sophia whispered in her ear, "It's Grandma Valeria. She's here again. She wants to talk to you." Amelia's heart sank. She closed her eyes for a brief moment, counting to 10 to calm herself. She exhaled slowly, trying to control her frustration. "Where is she?" "In the kitchen," Sophia replied, a touch of concern in her voice. "Sitting as usual, complaining about everything." Amelia removed her headphones, pausing the music, and reluctantly stood up from her desk. She walked toward the kitchen, a sense of dread growing with each step. There, sitting at the table, as expected, was Valeria. At that moment, Gabriel was still at work, his shift as a supermarket security guard not ending until late in the evening. "How long do I have to wait here?" Valeria asked curtly, without even a greeting. "As long as it takes," Amelia replied coldly. "What do you want this time?" "Watch your tone, young lady," Valeria shot back, her voice rising. "I'm older than you, and you should show me respect." "Age doesn't dictate respect," Amelia snapped. "I'm asking you, what do you want, and why are you here again? Gabriel isn't home, and you know perfectly well that he wouldn't appreciate you showing up unannounced after what you said to him last time." "I didn't come here to argue, Amelia," Valeria replied, her tone shifting slightly. I came to talk to you. We have nothing to talk about, Amelia said firmly, feeling her patience wear thin. And I ask that you leave now. No, Valeria replied, sitting up straighter. Sit down. I'm going to say what I came here to say, whether you like it or not. Only if you promise to leave as soon as you're done, Amelia countered, her voice laced with exhaustion. Are you getting me conditions now? Valeria sneered. You, a woman like you, have no right to dictate anything to me. Amelia clenched her fists but tried to remain composed. Fine, speak quickly and leave. Valeria leaned in, her voice lowering with emphasis. You know that Tom's birthday is coming up next week. I want to give him and his family a trip to Thailand. Amelia's eyes narrowed. She instantly understood what this was leading to, and she decided to cut to the chase. I can't help you with that. You haven't even heard me out, Valeria snapped, raising her hand as if to strike the table. I already know what this is about, Amelia retorted. You want us to contribute to a vacation for Tom's family. Let me stop you right there. I'm not getting a single cent for this trip, and neither is Gabriel. How dare you come here, demanding money for your favorite son's gift? Honestly, Valeria, you've lost all sense of shame. Everyone else has already contributed except you, Valeria said, ignoring Amelia's words completely. Amelia's eyes flared with fury. I couldn't care less, she said, her voice unwavering. I've already told you my answer. If you keep pushing this, you won't be invited to the celebration, understand? You think I care about that? Valeria sneered. Now please leave. Amelia's frustration reached a boiling point. Do you realize I could ensure no one in the family talks to you again if you refuse to leave now? Valeria's face twisted, but Amelia had had enough. She stood tall and unwavering. So, goodbye, Valeria. Please leave. Valeria was stunned. It was the first time Amelia had ever spoken to her this way. Slowly, she stood, her expression a mix of disbelief and anger. I'll forgive your rudeness this time, she muttered, but let me say this again. We're chipping in for Tom's gift, and your share is 250,000 rubles. You earn more than anyone else, so you can afford it. Amelia froze. 250,000 rubles? 3 months' worth of her salary. A surge of anger overwhelmed her, her hands trembling. Get out, she growled, her voice breaking the tension. Or I'll throw you out myself. Valeria recoiled in shock, stepping back involuntarily. The fire in Amelia's eyes made her hesitate for the first time. Sophia, having overheard the exchange, peeked out from her room, worry in her eyes. Mom, are you okay? Yes, sweetheart, I'm fine, Amelia replied, forcing a smile. Go back to your homework. I'll come check it in a bit. Later, Amelia dialed Gabriel's number. He picked up after the second ring. Hi, darling. Something's wrong. Your mother showed up again, Amelia said, her voice tight with frustration. She's asking for 250,000 rubles for Tom's birthday trip to Thailand. Can you believe that? There was a long silence on the other end. Gabriel let out a heavy sigh. I'll take leave and come home right now. No need, Amelia reassured him. I've handled it. I just wanted you to know what happened. She recounted the entire conversation, and with each word, Gabriel's breathing grew heavier. I'll call Tom today, Gabriel said, his tone resolute. I'll tell him what she's been up to. I'll also call her. This is too much. When Gabriel returned home that night, they sat together at the kitchen table after Sophia had gone to bed. It was finally peaceful enough to talk. I spoke to Tom, Gabriel said, stirring his cold tea absent-mindedly. He's shocked. There's no trip, and it seems our mother made the whole thing up just to get money. Amelia looked at him, a mix of relief and anger in her heart. Did you talk to her? I tried, Gabriel said bitterly, but she's not answering my calls. He looked at Amelia with exhaustion in his eyes. You were right. We should have set boundaries with her from the start. Don't blame yourself, Amelia said, placing her hand over his. You believed in her, and that's understandable. But we can't keep letting her tear us apart. Later that evening, Amelia reflected on everything they had been through. Their family was stronger now, despite the chaos that had come with Valeria's constant interference. Gabriel was finally free of the guilt that had weighed on him for so long, and Sophia no longer felt uncomfortable in her own home. 6 months later, life had settled. Gabriel received a promotion at work, and Sophia won first place in a citywide math competition. Amelia got a significant bonus at work, and they planned their first family vacation in years, one that they could enjoy without the shadow of Valeria looming over them. As for Valeria, they only heard about her occasionally through Tom. She had begun seeing a therapist, but Amelia knew that even if her mother-in-law changed, their relationship would never be the same. And perhaps that was for the best. Sometimes letting go of the past was the only way to build a happy future. For now, the little family savored the peace and harmony they had long sought. And if anyone asked whether they missed Valeria, the answer would be simple. No, because some people, when they poison your life, are better left behind.